Good morning, everybody. How you doing? All right, today we're going to finish up the install on the pod light. Mounted on the RAM mount here, just off of the console. We need power. What I'm going to do today, and I think people might want to see this. I don't know that it's been done, but we are going to take this plastic fake carbon fiber thing off, and you'll be able to see what's behind that. I'm trying to whack out these projects because in less than about eight days I'm leaving on a very long journey in this boat. I just kind of want to get everything buttoned up and then start organizing for the trip. At any rate, sit back and watch. I'm going to take off this cover and we'll see what's behind it. I'm just trying to get more access to determine how I want to do this lighting. I kind of want to incorporate the little push button light that you bump your ass with that just turns on by itself. It seems like you're like, I didn't do that, but you did. You just rubbed against it. I've isolated those wires. I know where they go. I just can't find a supplemental fuse for that light. So I've already taken the screws out, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna put them in and take them out again. They're pretty long for what's going on here. But this is what you have when you get it out of that hole. You got some connections, and then you go to a black, which is your ground, and a blue wire with a white line is your hot. Those wires, the blue and the black, when you look up in the hole, they chase up towards above the steering wheel column and disappear and kind of go into another bundle. So when I get that cover off, we'll have a much better vantage point of what's going on, and I can determine, because the move I think is to tap into it. You know, there's been a lot of talk of not drilling into the boat, and we're gonna move away from that. I'm about to take this boat on about a over 6,000 mile trip, and it's not gonna be, I mean, I'm gonna try, of course, but it's not gonna look like it did today in 2 months. I've decided I'm gonna personalize the boat and do what I want to it, and that's the way it's gonna be. So there might be some holes coming, but some great ideas that I'm gonna share with you guys in the future about lighting, especially for fishing specifically. Not so much to help see in your boat, but lighting for fishing. So at any rate, let's take this cover off and see what happens. All right, so there's not a lot to see behind this. There's a little rectangular cutout where all of the switches and their wiring made up. I believe there's plugs involved. Yeah, if you can see that right there. You can unplug, I believe, all of this and just pull the dash if you are so inclined. The back of your RPM gauge and your 12-volt receptacle and your horn are right there. This side does offer quite a bit more access into the guts of your dash. At any rate, now that we got it cracked open, I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I want to run this wire. It's pretty self-explanatory. What's going to happen is the first set of wire are going to mate up to the light on the boat, the push button. Okay? And then about 4 feet later, we have this guy. He's going to mate up to the pod light on the side. I am going to intercept the power and fuse it, and it's got a relay on the pod light, so I'm going to mount this on the inside of this somewhere. Just a single cell, little screw, just so it's not flopping around. I don't know if I don't know how many of you have taken stuff apart or looked up in your dash, but there's a pretty good size wire bundle kind of rolled up in there, and you know, I think they intentionally don't label stuff so that you have to take it to them if you don't have a clue on, you know, I think I don't know, maybe they intentionally miss or don't label, all the wires saying exactly what they're for. So maybe, if somebody doesn't have, a mechanical aptitude, oh, you got to take it to Bass Pro Shops to get, a fuse. No, I mean, it's, a lot of this stuff's pretty simple. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure that's why it's not labeled though. So, it's kind of a sales tactic, I guess, in some way. That we're gonna strap this relay, the fuse, got a ground right there. These are going to power, clearly. And we got this white wire here. This white wire goes to the button. It's back here somewhere. This guy right here, it goes to our switch. And then we got 2 baby jumpers and a switch. I plugged them in just for giggles, but this guy, I'm honestly thinking about mounting this switch inside where it kind of the panel wraps around inside and not having it up on the front. It's not my first choice of switch, and I'm not gonna stop this project over it, or because I don't have time to order another one. Like, this project has to be finished today. I got a lot to do in the next week before venturing out, for lack of a better word, on tour in the Tracker Heritage. It's not all fun and games though. I do have business along the way, and that's dictating my path, but I will be able to fish and show you how this boat travels a ridiculous distance. I'm not 1,000% sure this trailer was built to travel 3,300 miles one way and about 2,600 miles back. And by the way, that's if I drive straight where I'm going, and that's probably not going to happen. So we're gonna put some serious miles on the car, the trailer, the boat, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm trying to reach out to some people to find out what lakes they recommend in the places I'm going. I was going to go south. I changed my mind because of the commitments that I have. I can't run the south route. I got to go up north immediately. I'm looking to fish in Omaha, maybe right at the Colorado-Nebraska border area, somewhere in that ballpark. If anybody's familiar with anything in that vicinity, I'm not looking to do 10-hour days on the lake. I'm just thinking it'd be neat to drop the boat in a body of water for a couple hours in some places along the way and see what happens. A couple hours could turn into 10 hours depending on how things are going. But if you guys have any tips, not tips, I hate asking for advice, but if you guys have any lakes that are in my path from, like I said, the Colorado-Nebraska border all the way to Omaha, and then I'll be going to Grand Forks, North Dakota from there. We'll be going to Devil's Lake. I didn't know anything. I know Devil's, I know where it is. I've never been there. I did not know the fishery. I implore you to go look at if you're really into fishing. I implore you to go look at fishing videos from Devil's Lake. Giant walleye, giant. I believe they have giant muskie in that lake, unless the pictures were BS, and a lot of big pike. So I mean, for sport fishing and those that like to eat walleye, not a fan, but I'll catch them. It's a world-class fishery for those fish. So we're gonna hit that lake up, and after that I'm gonna leave Grand Forks and go to Chicago is my next engagement. And I know there's a bunch of lakes. Of course there's a big ass lake out there, but I don't think I'm gonna put my boat in Lake Michigan unless it's dead ass calm. And what am I trying to say here? I think it'd be neat to get a picture of that boat with Chicago as the backdrop. So there's potential for that. But, you know, yeah, I mean, why not take advantage of some scenery in the boat and take some pictures? I mean, everybody takes pictures of their boat because they love it. But when am I going to have my boat parked in front of the friggin' Hancock Tower out on the water again? Probably never. At any rate, let's get back to business. I want to get this done and get to organization and get ready for this trip. See you in a bit.